Good morning. My name is Lieutenant Ryan Rabbit. That's R-A-B-B-E-T-T. I'm the officer in charge of Central Bureau Homicide for the Los Angeles Police Department. We'd like to thank you all for coming here today to allow us to speak of the murder of Emmery Munoz. I'm joined here today by detectives from Central Bureau Homicide, Chief Tingarides, and other Hollenbeck officers, as well as the family and the friends of Emmery. Just a little bit of a background. Emmery was last seen on January 20th, 2006, near her home in City Terrace. This is in the county of Los Angeles. Emmery was reported missing by family members to law enforcement on January 22nd, 2006, after not being seen or heard from. Her body was found on January 25th at a loading dock at an abandoned warehouse here in southern Boyle Heights in LAPD's Hollenbeck area. Shortly after Emmery was found, Los Angeles medical examiner, the coroner's office, determined that her cause of death was due to strangulation and the manner was a homicide. Emmery was a 14-year-old resident, again, of City Terrace in LA County. She was a student at Francisco Bravo Medical Magnet High School. She had a bright and really just outgoing personality. She was deeply loved by her family and friends. At this point in the investigation, detectives had not been able to identify any suspects. Over the past 19 years, detectives from Central Bureau Homicide and other homicide detectives have interviewed numerous people in connection to this investigation. These interviews have provided some information, but we have reason to believe that there are individuals and people out there who could provide additional details that would further assist in our investigation. Today would have been Emmery's 34th birthday, which is why another reason why we're gathered here today. It is believed, we truly do believe, that there's somebody who knows vital information that could help bring closure and some sense of justice to the family and loved ones of Emmery. Again, this is really just an opportunity for us to look to the community to see if there's anybody out there. This is our plea that we're looking for somebody who can give us details or some information that help these detectives get this case closed out. At this point, I'm going to take some questions. I'll preface some of my comments with what this is truly about, and it's really just to reach out to the community and look for their help, not necessarily the crime that happened in 2006. So, any questions?
Can you talk about the investigation itself? Has there been any DNA available for you to investigate?
Yeah.
And, or share with us any clues that
Yeah.
you still may be looking into?
I will not speak of the evidence that we've collected. I will confirm that we have collected evidence, and the detectives at the time in 2006, keep in mind this is 19 years old, but those detectives did collect evidence, and again, we've recently done some additional interviews, spoke to people, and again, gathered more information. But as far as the details on the investigation, that was a 19-year-old crime. We have all that information, but nothing that I can share with you right now. Any other questions?
It's particularly difficult to not be able to solve it back then. Your lack of witnesses, lack of evidence, lack of...
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember, 2006 was a little bit different of a time. There was limited video footage, which we rely on so much today. And those detectives really dove into this investigation. They worked with the Sheriff's Department, where Emmery lived, where she was reported missing. But right now, at this point, we are looking for the public's help to come forward and give us information to maybe stimulate someone to come forward and tell us something that will help our detectives identify either the person or persons responsible for this crime.
Do you think it was a random attack? Or
Yeah. I'm going to allow Detective Meneses to really just to talk about some of those details, but again, this is something that, you know, the purpose of this is to look to the community, not to really share a lot of details. So, Detective?
Can you describe the location where her body was found?
All right.
Detective John Meneses, Meneses. The first question, I'm sorry, was about.
About whether she might have been attacked by someone she knew, or was it a random attack?
Okay. Throughout this investigation, early on, the investigators didn't believe that the perpetrator was someone unknown to the victim, but we are still open to any possibility. And sir, your question?
Describing the location where her body was found?
The location is described as an abandoned loading dock in the 1300 block of Mirasol Street, and that's in southern Boyle Heights. It's an industrial area.
Is it still abandoned today?
Last time we checked, it appears so.
Do you have a description of a potential or a possible suspect in this case?
At this point, we have no description of a suspect.
Do you guys keep in contact with a close group of friends and best friends, or the friends that she would go and visit that day that she disappeared?
Yes, throughout the years, early on in the investigation, detectives did speak with her close friends, people she went to school with, people of that nature. And throughout the years, each set of investigators that have looked into this case have gone back and spoken to those people.
Are they still cooperating with the investigation 19 years later?
I will say there are several people that still are willing to meet. We have to remember that when this happened, Emmery was 14. A lot of her friends were young also. People move, people grow up and live their lives. Like the lieutenant said, we're hoping that those people who were once young kids are now adults and they have families of their own, and they understand the need to come forward with that information that we're seeking. We need to bring closure to the loved ones of Emmery Munoz.
What has been the most challenging aspect of the investigation?
I will say, if we had a similar crime today, the technology is by far so much more advanced. Like Lieutenant Rabbit spoke of, video, something, excuse me, something we rely on today to make a lot of our cases. Back then, it wasn't as common. Other information, like say cell phones, we can pinpoint someone today, whereas back then we might have struggled with that a little bit. But the technological advances we have today, if we had them back then, I'm very confident that this case would have been solved.
I think the family also has something to say, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Family? Does anybody from the family like to speak?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Crystal, Emery's little sister. First and foremost, I would like to thank everyone for being here today, for making the time out of your day to be here for my sister and for our family as well. We truly appreciate everyone's support over these past years, and for those who did not know Emery personally, she was truly the light of our lives. She could light up any room that she walked in with her smile and most contagious laugh we could remember. She was truly the definition of never a dull moment. She was very brilliant and ambitious with dreams of becoming a nurse. She was full of life until someone decided they had the right to take it away. Being only 6 years old at the time of her murder, I couldn't fully grasp the gravity of the loss. It wasn't until a couple years ago that our mother showed me my sister's favorite pair of pajamas when she was still with us. They were a pair of light teal Snoopy and Woodstocks pajamas, size 14-16. It was then that I realized my sister was only a child when she was robbed of the opportunity to grow up and live her life. She was robbed of a quinceañera, a prom, a graduation, the career she so passionately dreamed of, and so much more. Aside from being someone's daughter, sister, granddaughter, she was a human being who deserved an opportunity to experience life with the rest of us. Nearly 2 decades later, I stand before you now asking for empathy from the community, asking for empathy from the party involved to please come forward with any information you may have, even if it's anonymous. I can assure you that our family still has the strongest desire for closure today as we did when she was first taken from us. Time does not discredit the justice that she is entitled to. My sister deserves to rest peacefully, and we will not rest until she does. Happy birthday, Emmery. We love you and we miss you.